Hello, guys. Welcome everybody again. The Strength and Stoic podcast. This is the 30th episode, and today we are going to talk about why you need someone to look up to. This is a very personal topic for me, and I will share with you some personal stories as well, as I normally do. But this topic. I was really looking forward to talk about it because it is really touching for me. So, most people don't fail loudly, they drift quietly. Standards don't collapse overnight, they erode when there is no one you respect enough to measure yourself against. Today, we are talking about why you need someone to look up to, not to follow blindly, but to keep your standards from slipping. Yes, guys, it's very important to have a big people in front of us to follow. It's not because we need to become like them, but because they done something extraordinary in their life, what we can follow and we can use as a guideline. I have to tell you guys, I had two people in my life who actually I can say I could look up them. Is one of them is my father, who was in a Gulag camp in 1944, between 1944 to 1947, 3 years, 3.5, not sure, but three for sure. So, as I said the previous episode, my father born in 1928. I was a late child. He was 60, yes. When I born, see, he born in 1928, so he's going to be nearly 100 years old. Pobre. And what happened with him? We have a German name. We are Schwabens. As when the Second World War was over, the Russia USSR came, collected every single people in Oradea, now it's Romania, uh, and they took those people to a Maleki robot, which was means a little work. A little work meant that you are going to fucking die in the cold mines if you are not strong enough. He was 16 with his brother. They were taken to Donbass, which is now part of Ukraine, but it's a big war at the moment. So he was there working in a coal mine 3 years. I don't want to get into the details, but it was not much better than the Auschwitz or Birkenau. Only things what was not happening there, they were not killed by systematically. They just been dead. They just worked until they were alive. So this is why my father is a hero. Like he survived. Imagine we are complaining a lot, and then. We're complaining if we don't get something straight away, and then back in the days people were actually fucking killed, like slaughtered like cow. So yeah, every time when I have some hardship in my life, I always think, fuck my life. I'm the son of the Gulag survivor. How can I be a pussy? How can I give up? How can I even complain for one single second? It's just impossible. Impossible when you have heritage like me, and this is always helping me to go through on the heavy times. I remember when I realized this. Actually, I was a bit older already when I was a manager in the restaurant. In my private life was absolute chaos, and it was after COVID. I think it was the second COVID. It was super crazy time. Uh, and yeah, I when we reopened the restaurant, we had to work in double mask, and nobody knew what they have to do, and it was fucking chaos, and I was not prepared for such a situation like that, and my private life was absolutely chaos as well. I don't want to talk about that. And I went home. I bought a bottle of gin because I was drinking like crazy because I thought that that's the release, and I was drinking the gin at the bed, crying, and I'm thinking about my father, and I was like thinking that I wish I could have some advice from him, and then I was thinking, fuck my life, Ferenc, my father was in the Gulag camp, and you are crying here because you have to work in double mask, and some people doesn't want to do the job. Fucking nonsense. So everything is just how you approach some subject. If you look at this way, My other person who I looked up to, his name was Bela Kati. As you know, I'm a power lifter, and I'm competing again. Unfortunately, last August, Bela has died in Cyprus. Fell down from his bicycle, and he just died at 46 years old. On top of his life, top of his career, he had everything: money, fame, whatever, family, beautiful wife, beautiful child, friends. He had everything, and just packed like this, just cut. And no longer, I was really obsessed with his style of training, the style of competing, his commitment to the sport. When I started to compete, I was 16, and he started to become a very well known and famous powerlifter in Hungary. And when he died, it touched me very badly, very badly. I didn't even know how. Days were passing, and I was devastated for his death, and I was even crying a lot for him. And yeah, it was very touching for me. And I made a Facebook post about him, because I just felt I had to write out, because with him something has died with me, and something has reborn in me inside as well, because I signed up my post, the Ferenc Foger, an ex-powerlifter, and this was in my head. Why is X? Why is not? And then I realized how life is quick and moving, and today we are here, tomorrow not. So was the time when I decided I'm going to train again. And how I started to train again, my fire came back, and I started to doing preparation and everything. What you see now, it started there last September. So Bela, even his death, he teach me a big chunk, which I'm very grateful, and hope that my time is going to come, and I'm going to meet him over there. I can shake his hand, give him a big hug, and thank you to him that even helping me with his death. So rest in peace, Katibela, absolutely hero, a monster of character, a relentless work attitude. I can only talk about him with big fucking capital letters, even bigger. Now, why examples matter more than advice? Advice doesn't shape behavior. Examples do. You can hear the right words and still lead wrong. But when you see discipline lead, constancy, practice, standards held, something changes. You don't argue with it. You measure yourself against it. We rise or fall to the level of what we admire. Guys, this is why I started to do this challenge as well. This is why I'm waking up 90 days straight forward, no day off. Every day I go, every day, no day off. I could go only 5 times a week. I could still manage the weight loss, but I want to put something in front of you, some relentless work, something what normal people doesn't do. Exactly because of this, because advice doesn't shape behavior, examples do. So if I say something to you from now on, you will believe, because you see how much work I can put on the table. Why? Because my mentality is forged in fire, because I have people in front of me like Bela and like my father, and I can even talk about my first coach, Laurent Berke. He's like this as well. He's relentless, hard worker guy, from Romania, Oradea. He became the president of the Hungarian Powerlifting Federation. He never gives up. He always fights, always up to his standards. He's just become better and better, like fine wine. And he gave to a lot of people hope and future. And he made, in my hometown, Vester, he made the Marvel team, the first gym in Vester, which was available for people. Talking about first normal gym, because there was another gym as well. But it was basically a vegetable store, and I started to train there. And I remember under the bench there was a box of rotten carrot. It was fucking stinky. So yeah, but that was the first gym where I started to train, actually, before Marvel team. Before I went to Marvel team, and then through his example, he went to bodybuilding competition. He always was natural. He never took steroid in his life, and there's a big part in my life as well. Then I don't take steroids. I remember I was 16 years old. It was like first year when I started to compete, I had the preparation, and that time the steroid, it was just flooding into the powerlifting sport. Everybody was on steroid. It was, you, if you were not steroid, you were stupid. But he taught us to not to be on steroids. And I remember that somebody told me, you're gonna have some testosterone propionate, and next day the competition you're gonna be a monster. And I was stupid. I said, okay, let's do it. Somebody brought it for 200 forints, which is not even €1. It was crazy stupid. And we went in the morning to the gym because this guy had the key to the gym, and he wanted to inject me, but Lori was going to the school because he's a teacher, and he saw the door is open, so he wanted to see who is in the gym. He came in and he saw the injection on the table, and he just walked out. He didn't say anything, and that is changed my life forever, because I never seen him more disappointed in his eyes, and after that I never ever wanted to disappoint him. So Lori, big shout out to you. Thank you very much to not let me take steroids anymore in my life, because it's fake, it's stupid. I'm not saying, guys, that if you are a bodybuilder competing or doing anything, professional sports involve steroid, yes or yes, but just to look good, or be a powerlifter, you don't need to take steroids. You don't need. There are federation. You can compete on the highest level without steroids, and it's no point to take it. It's just a lie. You're lying yourself. It's just shit. It's just shit. You don't know what you are actually taking. It's crazy. It's crazy. Don't do it, guys. Don't take steroids. Don't take steroids. Hate fucking steroids. Full steroids. Steroid is bad, 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 bad. Now, Stoic perspective: standards, not idols. The Stoic understood this. They didn't worship people, they studied them. Marcus Aurelius wrote about men he respected, not to praise them, but to check himself. Not, do they approve of me? Do they approve me? But am I living up to the standards? No, sorry for the English speaking. You don't need a hero, you need a reference point. Yes, I agree. Also, I disagree. I think we need heroes. Everybody needs a hero. But I have to understand, at the end of the day, everybody is just a human being. Nobody is perfect, and this is just good as it is. And for these people, they do something extraordinary, which you can keep in your head, even though you think you are doing amazing. You look your idol and you see, I'm not even half of the way. There is this guy. So there is always standard, there is always level up. You can always go higher, you can always go stronger, you can always be better. There is not such a point. Then arrival, we never arrive in the life, we just arrive to another side. But there is no something that you can say, okay, now I know everything, now I've done, and I just sit on my throne and just thanking and scratching my balls. This is not happening, okay? The danger of the wrong example. Not everyone worth watching is worth following. Visibility isn't virtue, fame isn't discipline. If the person who admire avoid effort, you'll justify avoidance. If they compromise standards, you'll call it balance. Choose carefully. You became what you repeatedly respect. Exactly, guys. Especially nowadays, this world is fucking full of idiots. We are making people who are stupid as fuck for famous, and then people think this is a good thing to follow. I don't want to get into it. These things, everybody knows how many retarded in the media and how many idiots, and with all these reality shows. And I'm not saying people doesn't need to be entertained, yes, but please, guys, for a love of God's sake, stop following idiots, stop worshipping fucking idiots, people. Because this is why now the world looks like this. Standards are dropping, and just to be okay, big pussy, which I don't understand. Man's supposed to be man, woman's supposed to be a woman. Woman doesn't supposed to be bitches. The men, they don't supposed to look like a fucking faggot. I'm sorry to say this in the best way. There's nothing wrong if you are a faggot or not. Or I don't want to get into sexual things. Anyway, so men's needs to be men's, women needs to be women with high standard, and just please, guys, just stop worshiping idiots and stop making them famous, yeah, because it's just blowing my mind and how many stupid people actually have a good life about to be a retarded motherfucker. And to close, you don't need more motivation, you need direction, standards, shape behavior, examples, protect standards, choose wisely who you look up to because you are already becoming something. Guys, everything starts in the head, all the things, it starts with the thought. So, yes, as I said, don't worship the idiots, worship the good people, worship people who are actually working hard, waking up every day with a purpose. Because if you have no purpose, just to be a fucking stupid, then anyway, life is gonna show you then are you on the good path or not the good path. Because if you are stupid, trust me, life is gonna punish you. And end of the day, the quote of the day: "You don't rise by chance, you rise by a reference." Amazing quote, guys. Thank you. Have a lovely day. Enjoy your weekend. Be good. Do something good for yourself. And see you soon.